Hi everybody, I am proud to present to you SentryPlan, my new creation. And let's get straight into it. What I'm going to do is show you how quick and easy it is to plan a full professional ESL lesson using this tool. So, as we open this page, you'll need to sign in with Google first, but from this main screen, what you'll see is 4 presets to start with. If you want to check them out, you can just generate one of those just to give you an idea. But we are going to generate a plan from scratch here. Just to show you all the functionalities of SentryPlan. So the first thing to generate a lesson plan is to choose the learner level. All right, so we've got everything from A1 to C2. And we're going to go right down the middle and choose B1, which is roughly the intermediate level according to the Common European Framework. The next thing for us to choose is the lesson, what we call the lesson framework here, but basically we're choosing whether we're presenting our vocabulary or grammar for the lesson. So we're learning it from scratch, or the learners are learning it from scratch, or if we're coming back to a topic. So maybe you've taught this before and you want to refresh this vocabulary or grammar. Or you, maybe based on the level, you expect the learners to have already learned it from before, so you're sort of coming back expecting them to know this topic. So the next thing that we're going to look at here is your receptive skill focus. So you're basically choosing whether you're going to get some reading material or a listening track. We're going to choose the listening here just so I can show you the full feature set of this planner. Also, coming back to this, we're going to choose a lesson from scratch, again, for the same reason. I want to show you all the features and sort of touch on them as we go. So the next thing that we need to choose is the lesson setting, whether it's a group lesson or a one-to-one tutorial. Right, so the plan will be adjusted for one of these options. Maybe you're a tutor who only teaches one-to-one lessons, right? Or maybe you need a mix of both, so you do get that option here. Okay, and we're going to go with the group lesson for this choice. So the next thing for us to input is the context for the lesson, and this is where things get interesting because you can pretty much choose anything. All right, so based on your student or the group of students and their interests, you can choose any context in which you're going to be covering certain grammar and vocabulary topics and practicing them, okay? This lets you adjust your lessons or personalize them for students completely, okay? So here we already have an example, but we're going to go with something else, all right? So what they have for you here is answering high-stakes interview questions. So you can choose business-related topics around which you're going to base your lesson. What can we go with here that would be interesting? Let's say we'll choose something something fun, like for example, action movies. All right. And the next part is where we get to our technical stuff, the target language. The example already shows you present perfect continuous versus simple. Um, and because it's B1, let's say we'll choose a grammar topic, but something different. What goes well with action movies or watching movies? Hmm, let's see. Uh, well, we can even leave it as is. I don't know. Present perfect continuous versus simple sounds good. And you, you might give some examples. That's always good, but we don't actually need them. And for optional special instructions, so there is an example already here for you. Ensure that ensure student practices intonation for confident self. So this started with a one-to-one tutoring session, but we're going to go with something a little bit different. So let's say. Uh, let's say we define the culture for the students. So let's say we're planning this lesson for a group of Japanese students. You don't actually need to fill in this field, but you have quite a few options for giving some extra instructions to the generator, right? Um, and let's generate a lesson. So now we hit this button, generate custom lesson plan, and we wait while it loads. It'll take a couple of minutes, and while we wait, let me just sort of fill you in on what uh, what these lesson plans are based on, and I've built them around the CELTA methodology, which I've been using since 2011 to teach English in groups and with individuals. But basically, this generator provides the teacher with all the deliverables based on this communicative methodology, as you'll see here. So it successfully generated our plan. Um, so uh, what you get as a result is everything you need for yourself as a teacher and for the classroom for the students to to teach a full sort of CELTA style lesson. And if anybody has taken this certification already, you'll be familiar with what you get. I'll show you all the details. Um, but yes, uh, you get all the materials you need for the classroom and for yourself as a teacher to teach a lesson up to like the highest standard according to CELTA, their above past standard sort of lesson plan. Okay. And it'll be up to you to use it to teach your students up to that standard. Now, we don't sort of we don't teach lessons up to that, or we don't plan lessons day to day with like all of these details in mind. Um, but this generator does consider all of these, and it compiles them for you in a couple of minutes. So you do get all the details, which are nice when you get them automatically without having to sort of think through every single detail. You just get to sort of validate all of this at the end, and uh, sort of use as much or as little of this as you want to teach the lesson. Regardless, all the tools are there for you. So let me show all the tools and go through them with you. So the first thing that it shows you is a standard cover sheet, right, which includes your main aims for the lesson, right, sort of worded in your exact CELTA aims format. So let's go through this. The main aim is by the end of the lesson, the learners will be better able to use the present perfect continuous and present perfect simple accurately and fluently to discuss career experiences and film industry achievements. Right, and then it also mentions restricted, semi-restricted, and freer practice to get to that point. You also get secondary aims, right? So that's a pretty standard CELTA planning thing. So the generator sort of also considers those. We get the learner profile, right? So they're according to our input, they're B1 intermediate level adult learners, and it's a group, and their first language is Japanese. Also, it gives you some details. So they're familiar with basic present perfect simple, but frequently struggle to differentiate it from present perfect continuous. Also, you have some assumptions about the learners, right? Well, it's useful to read through these things as you go. Also check the output because you might not agree, and maybe in the end you'll want to add things or change things on your own. You'll have that opportunity. So the next thing that it gives you is anticipated problems and solutions, three of them. So based on our input and the learner profile, also a standard CELTA practice is to anticipate some problems and think about some solutions for these potential problems that might appear in class. Okay, so this is the first thing. Then we move on to lesson staging. So here you get this sort of the timetable for all of the practice in class, right? So it automatically generates the timing, or it plans the timing of every stage for you. It gives you the aim for every stage and what's supposed to happen. The one thing that's missing here at the end is sort of the what you expect the students to be doing during the stage, but it's also like it's a part of this. So this timetable is kind of modified, but you do get everything here. And also the interaction, sort of how you expect during the stage students to interact. So like maybe you're it goes from the beginning where when you're giving instructions, that's the teacher to students, then students with students in pairs, individual, group, or and then the feedback stage, and then we move on to the next stage. Okay, so again, these are very standard CELTA practices. But anyway, it's good to understand, or while you're teaching the lesson, to have a quick look at this, sort of plan the time for each stage to take. It gives you that whole breakdown. Now, one thing to note, I'll bring your attention to this here, is that this generator was sort of programmed on purpose to generate every single stage of a CELTA lesson, right? And do this separately. So you get stages like lead-in and pre-teaching, like of some vocabulary. But when we get to the receptive skills, so some kind of comprehension, either listening or reading, you get everything from a gist activity to the inference activity. So I've included all of those in here. And then we have language clarification, and you get one activity for each target language practice stage. So we have everything: restricted, semi-restricted, and the freer practice activity, which sort of completes the loop. And by freer practice, you sort of the idea is that you've given the students enough practice to expect them to actually like use the target language effectively, right? So as you're monitoring at the end, the expectation is that they've learned to use the target language as per your lesson aims, right? Now, because every stage is included in the plan, right, or in the timetable, the length of this lesson is quite a bit longer than your standard 60-minute lesson, or sometimes a 45-minute lesson. So it will be up to you to decide which of these stages to keep and which to skip. So you might only do gist and specific information practice for receptive skills just to save time. You might skip, let's say, the semi-restricted practice stage, or maybe you want to finish at semi-restricted practice, right? You have the ability to do that. You can delete these stages here, or you can sort of modify. You can skip them while you're teaching and adjust as you go, and that will be up to you, but you will get everything here. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now we move on to the teacher guide, and this is basically the sort of teacher book part of your course package, right? You get what's nice here though is that you get the full breakdown. Let's say like we start here with language clarification, and instead of skimming over it like like the teacher book typically does in course packages, we get a detailed breakdown of how to explain your target grammar or vocabulary to students, right? So you get the meaning analysis, right, in which you get some instructions on how you want to like explain this to students, yeah. And what's nice is that you also get these concept checking questions, which you're taught to use in CELTA, but very often when you're planning a lesson, you skip over them because thinking of them is kind of time consuming, right? But this generator gives them to you. So when you've explained the meaning to your students, you want to confirm that they're on the same page with you, right? That they've sort of understood your explanation. And this is where these questions come in, right? They're just sort of quick binary questions that you have your expected answers to, right? And as you give them, if the students answer them the way you expect, you confirm that your explanation was understandable, right? That they got what you were trying to tell them. Right? This part is quite useful to actually have these concept checking questions ready without putting so much effort into them, trying to think of them yourself. But also check them because you might not agree and you might not use all of them. You have 4 of them here. Maybe you don't need all of them. So yes, always sort of consciously you want to be with this generator. You want to be like the validator of all this material in the end. Right before you take it into the classroom to work through with your students. So the next part of language clarification is the form, right? And it gives you exactly the breakdown of these sentences with the different necessary components that you're covering here, right? So because this is present, perfect, simple, and continuous, um, you have like the model sentences for both and their components, the components that you're focusing on explaining, right? Also pretty useful. And we finish off with some pronunciation features that are particular to this grammar topic that you want to draw with your students a bit. And once you go through these, according to CELTA, again, your target language clarification is complete. Now, also something that's pretty useful here is that you get the classroom whiteboard matrix. So your whiteboard layout is there for you to copy and paste to like a whiteboard tool that you might use, right? So that you can show it to students and point directly at it. It gives you these timelines, so that you don't have to like manually put this on the board. So quite useful. Yeah. Then again, the critical part of the teacher's guide is for every practice stage, you get instructions for the students. All right, so how to do each exercise. You get the master key, the master answer key for each exercise. And also, again, very convenient, instruction checking questions, which is another very time consuming part of lesson planning that typically, like, once you're past CELTA, you sort of forget. But when you have this tool that generates them for you, it's much easier to make use of these instruction checking questions. So basically, we have a couple of questions that are there to confirm that the students understood your activity instructions before they start doing the activity, right? So you ask these for confirmation. And once you get the expected answers, you can let them do their activity and sort of that's how you make sure that they're doing the right thing at each stage. And we get this for every single exercise in our plan. Okay. And the last part of this, um, and especially because we chose a listening activity, you get the listening script in the teacher's guide, the full listening script, um, as well as the instructions for actually putting it into an audio generator to generate voiceover so that you can play this listening track to your students. I don't have it built in into this tool, so maybe sometime in the future I'll see what I can integrate into this. But for now, you can put this into like something like 11 Labs, Speechify, or something else that'll generate voiceover for you. And you can just copy this prompt, put it in, and you'll get this conversation to play to your students. Um, the student sheet. So yeah, let's get to the next part. So the student sheet doesn't have the listening script. So it starts with this, right, with the listening activity. Um, but if it was a reading focus that we had picked, then they would get the whole reading text here. As it is, the teacher gets the listening script, and the students focus on actually listening to this activity. They don't get the script. So this is the student worksheet to use in class, and it has every exercise generated for the student, starting with gist comprehension. And then all the way at the end, we have freer communicative activity. So it goes through all those stages. Now, right now, you'll notice that it's in the interactive device mode, so you can put in your answers. You can put your answers right in here. You can switch it to a printable handout mode, so that you can print, or it's just basically in this sort of text format. So you can choose either one. For your purposes, in this case, you can check your answers. You can show model answers down here. So yeah, this is something that you can show to your student or students. Now, yeah, let's talk about this briefly while we're here. So, you can export all of this, not just the student sheet, but you can export all of this into your Google Docs. And you'll need to confirm your confirm the account that you want to use, and then you can open your Google Doc right from here. And yeah, like this is the only Google Doc that the tool has access to. And you'll see that everything is in the Google Doc format, and the student sheet, or it's not going to be one sheet, but all the exercises for the student are at the end here. all the student practice exercises so that you can print them, or you can just separate them and send it to them in this format. Also, we can export not all of this, but we can export the student-facing part to your Google Slides. And once you access your Google Slides, you can sort of present the slideshow to your students as you're teaching them. Now, you'll see here that it will take a little bit of adjusting before you present it to students. So, for example, you want to make sure that your answer key doesn't appear at the same time as the rest of this, and then you'll probably want to move these around, which is actually like this enhance tool. It's quite useful. It can do a lot of the legwork for you. Again, using just using AI, you can sort of adjust the formatting of all of this. But again, at least the starter can be sort of like the tool can give you a start on your Google Slides for a student-facing presentation. And we can also save our plan. So especially if you're on the pro tier, the tool will keep track of all the lessons. If you save them, it will keep track of the lessons you planned, and you can access them again in this screen. So, okay, let's move on to the next part. What you'll also get are prompts for flashcards, for the flashcards, visual aids that you'll probably want to use in class. So you can copy them, or you can copy the prompts that are given to you here. And just put them in a generator. They give you some suggestions here, but you can use some free ones too, like Google Flow or something like that. See, it takes you through the whole process, gives you some useful tips with these visual prompts. You can generate an image, and you can actually put it in even into your Google Slides for your convenience, so that you can show these to the students at the right time. Okay, when you're trying to illustrate something. So like here we have like a flashcard of an action movie director on set for when you're for your lead-in stage to generate interest. But we also they also give you stuff like time charts, which is also quite useful. And the last part. So this is something that can easily be skipped over, but this is the way that AI validates its own output, and I actually decided to keep it here and use it as sort of a bit of professional development. So all of these lessons or all of these lesson plans are generated to the same standard, and according to CELTA, it's above past standard, right? Which we've named Classroom Ready here. But to make sure of that, AI has this like last step of its own validation, and this is the logic why. So it gives you the perspective of a CELTA tutor looking at this lesson plan and sort of evaluating it on its merits, right? So it judges the context cohesion, right? So like the whole lesson stays in the same context. Uh, the language clarification and why this is good, right? The talking time, students compared to the teacher talking time, which is also important. You want to maximize the student talking time and minimize the teacher talking time. And then the last part is task and text grading. So it actually um, adjusts the listening and reading to the student level, right? And you can see that most of these are 10 out of 10, only this is 9 out of 10. So we're doing quite good here for this lesson plan. And if any CELTA tutors or trainers check this out, I'd be curious to hear their evaluate or if did they want to give me their thoughts, that would be great. But yes, also you get some recommendations while teaching the lesson, so some things to keep in mind. Just like the anticipated problems and solutions in the beginning, right? These are sort of helpful tips to keep in mind as you're teaching the class. But this is up to you if you want to use this as sort of a bit of professional development. Even without this stage, you get, as I said, you get all the deliverables that you need to teach a class, right? So, like, each lesson plan is a complete lesson that you can teach to your students. And yes, this is basically it. I guess I should mention that you can try this out for free, all right? But what you get for free are 3 lesson plans that you can generate per month. If you sign up for a pro plan, either monthly or annual, you get much more generation. So this is quite enough to, to teach a full week of classes. Right? So you'll get plenty for your personal uses. And yes, these are the prices. Now, there are a few other tools that use AI for these for the same purpose, but I don't think any of them approach the lesson with this level of methodological rigor, right? You get a full guide on how to present your vocabulary or grammar that you want to teach, and like everything has been thought of, right? Like even the concept checking questions. So the other tools don't go into the same level of depth that this tool is designed to do. And you get plenty of material to teach a full lesson, right? Like you get the whole loop according to CELTA, where you go from like new vocabulary or grammar that you're presenting at the beginning of the class to the students being able to use it towards the end of the class, and everything stays in the same context. So you keep student attention. You don't jump around these sort of detached exercises. And you don't actually have to adapt these exercises yourself, that you're pulling from different grammar books or vocabulary books. You're not trying to stitch them together because they don't quite fit in terms of context. So this generator puts all of this in this neat package that you can use from start to finish, and complete this teaching loop for your lesson. So yes, I hope you try this out, even for free, and I hope you find this tool useful for your purposes, your teaching purposes. Thanks for your attention, everybody, and goodbye.